we're doing a get ready with me. It's been a while. I'm gonna use this Bailey Sarian palette from Melt. Melt is one of my top 5 like makeup brands, and they just kill it with the eyeshadow colors, and Bailey is iconic as well, so this palette is looking good. I'm also trying to film a TikTok at the same time, so we'll see how this goes. I had my little light on up here, but I feel like it's gonna die, so this is gonna be a natural lighting. Get ready with me. I just got the most insane stomach cramp I've ever felt. Jesus, take the wheel. I found a new barrier restore cream. I love this stuff. This is like my 3rd one. Love it. I've been living with my makeup out of this little bag. I don't even do makeup anymore. Not because I don't want to, but because of everything that's gone on. It's just like there's not even time. There's not even time for it. But I'm trying to get back to it now because I really miss it. It makes me feel good. It's my creative outlet, and that's all that matters. I guess I'm going with the most full coverage foundation I have because that's what's in the bag. So we've got Tarte Amazonian Clay in light, medium, neutral. One of my favorites. Oh no, my little thing on my phone. My Octo Buddy is not sticking. I'm making a TikTok right now about how I basically have taken a year off. Intermittent, but basically to me, I feel like I've taken a whole year off of kind of life. I mean, not, that doesn't make sense, life. Being a creator, an influencer. That's what I'm talking about in my TikTok, so maybe I'll talk about it a little bit here too, while you have me, because this year's been wild, and I know I've like mentioned in videos like it just being a really hard year, but like let's dive in to what life has really been like. This foundation is so dark. I haven't done self-tan in months. I finally unpacked my bathroom though. Anyway, kind of opening up about the year a little more than I have. Basically, depression. You ever seen that clip of Trixie Mattel being like, I got off the plane and went to the doctor, thought it was gonna be allergies. Depression. So depression runs in my family. I swear literally everyone in my family has depression. Everyone is medicated. So I'm prepared for it to hit me, right? Well, earlier this year when we decided to move, it was exciting because we were like, oh, we're gonna renovate this house. It's gonna be awesome. And then as you know, like I won't bore you with complaining about the other house, but it wasn't what we expected it to be, at least for me. Renovating it wasn't gonna go as planned, and it turned into be a big no. That was a letdown. And also the week, I feel like it was the week we moved in, I found out I was pregnant. Might have been a little bit after, but I remember it being the same week. Pretty soon after we moved in, I found out I was pregnant. And really soon after I found out I was pregnant, I found out I was having a miscarriage. And so all of these things, let me back up. Before we even moved to this house, I was not feeling great about things. I wasn't feeling good about myself, my body. I've gained weight. I didn't feel good. Just things were like on a little bit of a decline. And so I was thinking, okay, we'll move and start renovating this house. We'll have a really cool project to do. And, you know, maybe we'll have a baby this year and I'll just get my life back on track and I'll feel better. I'll have purpose. Another thing that affected me a lot was I was alone a lot. This job of being online and stuff, even before, like if I was gonna go back to a different job, I was working freelance from home doing web design and graphic design and things like that. So it's very isolating, and it got worse when we moved to the desert because I left LA where all my friends are basically, and I don't even get to see Jace very much because he started his own business and he is just so busy. All of that was happening before we moved to that 70s house, and then we got there, found out I was pregnant, found out I was having a miscarriage, went through having the miscarriage, and by then I had hit rock bottom pretty much. I thought I was okay at first. Like I knew it was gonna affect me, but I really thought I could pull through and just kind of like, you know, everyone's like, miscarriage is really common. I don't care that it's common. It is horrifying for anybody involved. So I fell into a depression that I probably didn't want to admit was happening to me. So we already know the reasons like why I was not doing my best, feeling depressed, stressed, all of that. And I've never really talked about how it affected me or my life or me and Jace or anything like that. So let's talk about that. It was not good. A lot of changes had to be made because, well, before all this started, I was already not working as much as I used to. Like, the jobs were just not rolling in, right? TikTok has become such a big thing. I am a millennial trying to learn TikTok. I'm just still trying to figure all of that out. So why am I putting powder on top of this? But you know what I mean? Like, the influencer landscape has changed. The jobs don't roll in like they used to. And I wasn't posting as much as I used to. So things were going bad. And I'm like, we're not gonna have enough money pretty soon to live life how we were. And at the time, I had been like supporting a lot of people in my family or helping out wherever I could, like financially a lot. I'm not like ever going to be a billionaire because I give all my money away kind of vibe, you know what I mean? Not that being a billionaire is a goal of mine or anything, but I'm just saying, like, I help and I give my money away to literally anybody who needs it, and that's what I did with my money. I also spent it on things like furniture and clothes and, you know, whatever. So basically, I hadn't set myself up to take a bunch of time off work. So that added to the stress level, and then it's like constantly being like, okay, I have to get up and work. I need to continue posting, but I don't want to. I'm not feeling creative. I'm feeling very down. If you've ever been through like depression, like you get it, like not wanting to do anything, but it was still really hard for me. And so no jobs are coming in because I'm not posting, I'm not, you know, I'm not working. So things started to need to change one way or another. So I tried a couple times to be like, all right, I'm gonna get back in the swing of things. I'm gonna get this house set up and I'm gonna get back to work. And just every time I did that, something would happen that I felt like was a setback to me. It could, looking back on it now, it could just be me being me and being like dramatic, or I shouldn't say dramatic because it's depression or anxiety. Just going through something where I felt like it pulled me back down and I couldn't focus on working. And also I just didn't want to at the time. I felt not great about myself. It was not going well. And that's just how it was. That's the truth. So when I said something needed to change, it was either I needed to get back to work or I needed to drastically change a lot of things about the way we were living because we could not afford it anymore. And that was gonna be quite rough. I was used to having like a bunch of credit cards, multiple cars. I had bought family members' cars and things like that. So there was just a lot of stuff in my name where I'm like, I can't live like this right now. I'm not working. You're never really prepared to go through something like that. I feel like now I'll set myself up to be prepared to go through something like that, but at that time I wasn't. And it was kind of like, I mean, it's scary for anybody losing a job or just having a major life change where it's like, oh, literally everything about the way I'm living is gonna change. I mean, I'm very fortunate that I had other streams of income, like my brands and stuff, but even that was not being worked on. We weren't doing anything really with Arlo Mars. My presets, I just, you know, I had so many plans and I'm working on so many things for that, but it just became something that I didn't want to even work on. Even though it brings me joy to work on Trashy, it's like my favorite thing, I just, like I said, wasn't doing anything. So I got rid of all of my credit cards except for one, and I'm like, I don't know if the right term is consolidating. I'm not financially, you know, like clearly, but basically I'm going through paying everything off and just getting rid of it, which isn't even good for your credit, but it's just like what I needed to do. I got rid of cars. I had bought a family member a car. A bunch of stuff happened with that. We were like splitting payments and things like that, and they fell behind and I just couldn't cover it anymore. So that car had to go back. It was a lease, and that was a whole nightmare. We also had a second car. So Jace had a car and I had a car, and we got rid of the second car as well. So now I don't have a car, and he takes the car to work. So that was a big adjustment as well, because then adding to the stress going on, I am now stuck at home. Basically, I can't go anywhere. He's always working and barely takes days off, and I am at home and had to give up the other car, which obviously having 2 cars is a major luxury, and I'm grateful for the years that we had it, but we just couldn't do it anymore without my income. So it's a really big adjustment, and while I was going through it, it was very difficult, and I have never cried so much and so hard in my life of just being like depressed, going through all these major changes and feeling, ooh, my phone almost fell. Feeling just kind of like a failure. Does that make sense? So it was a lot, but looking back at it now that I'm like coming out the other end, I'm very grateful to have gone through that, because I learned a lot about what to do to prepare yourself for the future. And I've also been taking better care of my mental health, obviously, which we'll talk about now. We'll speed things up here. So now we're kind of to a point where I know I need to go back on Lexapro. I had stopped taking it because I just wanted to see if things would be better. Also because I had gained weight, which I know is a dumb reason to stop taking medication, and it wasn't the only reason, but it's definitely worth mentioning because was one of the reasons. I just thought, you know what, I've been taking this for a couple years. I bet I could like handle myself now, which I know a lot of people feel that way when they're taking an antidepressant, and they're like, oh, I feel good now, like maybe I'll just be able to, you know, raw dog life and be fine. But it was not the case for me. If that was the case for you, I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. Not I. Started taking Lexapro again, and it was hard to go off of it and then to go back on it. It was like you're starting over. You know, the whole getting used to it phase is not fun. No one wants to do that. But unfortunately, that was a choice I made. So I had to go back on it, went through that whole period of time. By the way, I'm using obviously the green color, and I'm gonna use the blue. I don't have any of my makeup brushes that I would use to do a fun look like this. Everything is still packed away, so no judgment on whatever this turns out to look like. So it's been probably like 3 months. I don't know, I'm bad with like timelines, but it's been a while since I've been back on Lexapro. I feel so much better. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Depression is why I wanted to stop taking it. I just felt like something needed to change. I didn't know what it was. I'm like, maybe it's medicine, I don't know. Everything happening in life, and we went downhill. But it's okay, we're coming back up the other side of the mountain now. I feel so much better. I'm just not gonna stop taking it. Like, why do that? So we moved, the whole move, if you watched the first Vlogmas video, you already know. The whole move really did not help the situation, but I had just started taking the Lexapro like right when we were planning to move. I feel like it was like August or early September. So like it started to kick in a few weeks, and thank God, because I don't know what would have happened had I not done that before this move that has tried to kill me. I'm just feeling so much better. I feel more like myself. Moving into this house has helped a lot, just because it feels so much more like home. All of our furniture already goes in this house because we've lived in pretty much the same exact house before. It just feels like home. I'm really happy about that. Things are just kind of looking up, which is good, because when you're in that state of life, feeling like everything is going wrong and you don't see a way out ever, it always comes back around. So that's good. I really don't know where else to take this makeup look because I don't have enough brushes. These brushes in here are still dirty from when we were young. That's like the wavelength I've been on. It's just like, it's not happening. But it is now that I feel better. Put a little green under here, can't hurt anything. I also changed my hair a lot this year, just kind of going through it. That's kind of like, you know, the #1 thing you do when you're going through it is you change your hair. And so I was like, I want to go back to blonde. And I started the process and I hated it. I hated the process of trying to lighten it, and I would look at pictures and be like, you know what, it's not worth it. my hair's grown so much, I'm gonna fry it all off again. And I just felt like me with this hair, so I went back to my lovely hairstylist and was like, I'm sorry, but no. I know you just bleached the crap out of my hair, but it's just not gonna work. We have to dye it back. And so bless her soul, she laughed at me, but then she dyed it back. I probably drive her crazy. Maybe we want a little eyeliner. Do I have that in here for me? Look what I found. The smallest whisper of an eyeliner. I'm getting ready with no mirror, by the way. Should probably do that. Should probably look in a mirror. It's been so long since I've even done makeup that I don't even know if I can do it anymore. Anyway, at this point in life, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I've been saying, I feel like a shift is coming. I feel like good things are coming. I don't know if that means doing this as a job. I enjoy it. And it is fulfilling when I'm feeling like myself and when it doesn't feel forced, which is good, which is why I'm doing Vlogmas, because it just feels fun to me right now. I don't know what the future holds for me. Hello, this piece of my hair. I don't know what the future holds for me in that regard, but right now I'm having fun and just trying to get back into the swing of things. This look needs glitter. I was looking at my Instagram the other day and I'm like, I haven't posted anything this year. Like you look at it and it's like, is she alive? Like what's going on? Is there a pulse here? I haven't posted on Instagram since when we were young, which was in October, and we're in December now. And I just miss it. I like Instagram. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but you know what I mean? I don't know. I just got a new freck. I also don't get any PR anymore. Like never, obviously. I mean, if you don't post on Instagram, you're not gonna get anything. I'm not at all complaining about it. It's just crazy because I'll see something like, for example, I really wanted to try the new Rhode Jelly Bean lip peptide thing. I was like, oh cool, I'll get that in the mail. And then I remember, I'm like, oh wait, I literally don't get PR anymore. And then it sold out and I forgot about it and missed it. So we won't be trying that, but just so many things. It's hard when it was like your job to like review products or do makeup for so long and then it changes. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to complain that I don't get free makeup anymore. That's literally the least of my issues. I have more makeup than anybody needs. I'm constantly donating and giving it away anyways. Just an interesting, I don't know, I feel like no one talks about stuff like this. The influencer girlies, you know what I mean? Was no one gonna tell me that I have an orange line right here because I'm not using a mirror? Anyways, all of this chattiness to tell you I'm feeling good again. I feel good right now. Feels like things are changing for the better, going in the right direction. So many things this year that I was working on got put on pause because of my life, and they're like starting to get picked back up again. And you might even see some of that in Vlogmas this year, I don't know. This palette is gorge. I'm definitely one of those girls that's like, oh, I'm just gonna do like a soft minimal look today and then I keep adding eyeliner. I don't even know if this looks even or not, or if I'm looking a little bit raccoon-like. You know Jace pronounces raccoon, raccoon. So it's like, you look like a raccoon. I'm like, that's not how you say that. I'm putting on waterproof mascara. That's how you know it's real. Because like this is gonna not be fun to take off later. But I don't have, well I do, I just don't know where any of them are. Fake eyelashes. So I need my real ones to look good today. And the only way they're gonna stay curly. I feel like another thing that I didn't mention at all but plays a big part is like what's going on in the world. I've just like had to stop watching the news this year. Within like the last probably like 5 months, it's just like I can't do it. And I know that's like, I don't know what you would call that, a privilege or what, but just for like your own mental health, like I'm not gonna be any good helping anybody else if I am laying in bed depressed all the time. So I can't watch it. Like all this war stuff that's going on, I know it's such like a heavy topic and everybody's posting about it all day long. I see it every day. I feel like that's not the right way to express what I'm trying to say, because that sounds like I'm just not paying attention, and that's not true either. I stay informed. I've seen a few other people talk about it and be like, I'm not an informed news source. Like, I can share some action items and stuff that are helpful, but I mean, if you're looking for like to be informed, please don't go to your nearest influencer. Please don't go to your nearest Instagram story to find information. Like, yeah, it's a good way to maybe hear about something and be like, oh, I'm gonna learn more about that, but you know what I'm trying to say without sounding like I don't care, because it's not at all. Actually, right when all this Israel and Palestine war started happening, I shared something on Instagram about the ceasefire and basically was saying war is not good for either side and free Palestine and like all of that. I literally got death threats from people. I got 2 different messages. One was like, kill yourself, and the other was just kind of like telling me I should die for sharing anything. And while I don't think messages like that should make anyone feel like they can't say anything, again, to me it's just like, it's a scary time. I really wish people like that didn't follow me. If you're the kind of person who says like kill yourself to somebody, unfollow me, because literally you're the worst. That's all there is to it. Anyway, sometimes I feel like I'm really bad with words, and like what I'm trying to communicate is not coming out the right way, which is another reason you should not come to me as a news source for anything, unless you want to know like what I think of this mascara or how to make a website. That's my knowledge as far as educating goes. Okay, this video's been dark, so let's do something not dark. I have these lipsticks that Miss Bailey sent. There's some liquids. I'm really interested in this one because it's like a super nude. It looks like concealer, and that's like my favorite color of lipstick. I think I'm gonna go with this Gallerina color. I'm probably gonna end up making it glossy anyways because my lips are just really dry. I forgot to put brow gel in too. You see what I mean? I just don't even know how to do makeup anymore. All right, lip liner, we're going, oh no, I need to sharpen it. We're gonna go for Brat from Vive. It's kind of like a pinky color. I really need a mirror. Okay, lip liner looks a little bit better. This is the shade Gallerina. And I got eyeshadow on it. Great. Ooh. I like it. And I'm gonna add some lip balm on top. I feel pretty. Well, now I'm ready for the day and all the other shit that I have to do around here. I am going through my closet today and I'm donating like everything. Nothing fits me anymore. Nothing, I'm just like hoarding clothes that I don't wear. So I'm getting rid of like my whole closet. And you'll see that in another video. So that's happening. Closet's gotta go. I'm also working on holiday gift guides. If you haven't already checked out what I've posted already. They're iconic gift guides. I will see you in the next Vlogmas video. Bye. Don't play games in the mosh pit. It's a pop punk Christmas.